What's going on, Facebook world? It's the being known as Shanice Star. Coming all up in your space to interrupt the Indeed programming taking place. Many of you, I'm sure, are out and about enjoying this beautiful, lovely weather. I mean, the weather is always beautiful. So, this version of beautiful weather. Just the same, I'm being obedient. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's warm out here. I want to get upstairs. And I'm like, no, be obedient. You need to go live. So let me see who possibly is available to be live with me. Just a really quick message. Really quick message. I'm just being intentional with inviting some folks. I'll be with you guys shortly. Okay. So yeah, really quickly, ear hustling at Watkins. All right, ear hustling at Watkins. So I'm constantly in Watkins, right? Shout out to Watkins on 125th Street between 5th and Lenox Avenue, brother Robert Payton, right? At Watkins, and literally just about every time I'm in Watkins, I get some amazing information. I get something fruitful, whether it's for myself or for me to utilize in sharing, with somebody else, right? So I'm in Watkins, getting my alkaline water refill, and the brother to the right of me is asking brother Robert about something for health, right? Health reasons, how to clear some stuff up, tumors, et cetera, et cetera. And Robert gives him some suggestions. And from that, I'm listening. I'm like, now I'm in Watkins on a regular basis. So once he's finished with the brother, now mind you, the brother says, I'm going to bring my girl in here. I'm working on getting her on a health tip, but she's really not, listening to me. So maybe third party will help. That right there was a message in itself, that the brother was in there getting his own health fix on, and he's thinking about his lady. That's a whole nother message right there. Shout out to that brother. So Robert comes over to me and I'm like, yo, Robert, what's that remedy? I've never heard you, share that remedy before, or that suggestion, right? Let me watch my language. That suggestion before. He's like, yeah, you mix this, that, and the third. And he was sharing with me about some customers that had came in, that had, shrunk down tumors, et cetera, et cetera. And then from that, I was like, well, spell the name of the tea you were talking about. And I write that down. And then another sister walks up and she's like, oh, that tea is amazing. And then she gives a story of when her granddaughter was 3 years old and I believe had a tumor in her appendix or something like that. And how now her granddaughter's 30, right? And then we just started building and building and building. And that's why I'm titling this, right, Ear Hustling at Watkins. Now, I don't mean ear hustling where you mind other people's business and you gossiping, because I was minding somebody else's business, right? Yet ear hustling to the degree of like the information is out here. And that's what we were talking about. We were like, the information is out here. Then she shared with me another story about a gentleman who's in perfect health, fitness and on point. And then went to the doctor and they told him something about a heart valve. And then he ended up getting surgery and now he's never been the same. Then Robert was sharing me about two brothers that had prostate cancer. One chose a route of basically getting cut. Another one chose, holistic measures. And the one that chose holistic measures outlived the other person 20 years. And I'm like, and I shared with them, I said, some people just don't know. Some people just don't know that there's another way. Some people just don't know that there are alternative measures, right? So and that's what the sister said. She was like, I would have gotten a second or third opinion. I just would have chosen to partner up with my God and my source, and let, the divine take place. Yet again, people just aren't having conversations. So although I'm titling this Ear Hustling, and I was building with Brother Ill, right? Ill Flow, shout out to Brother Ill Flow in Brooklyn. We were talking about this maybe 2 weeks ago when I was sharing with him about a body reprogramming program that I'm part of, right? And I was showing him some pictures of some things, and he was like, yo, sis, We don't hear about this stuff. We don't hear. I said, nah, bruh. People just need to get into different circles. People need to get into different conversations. People need to have different associations. These conversations are happening. Like, this is not new age stuff. It's just that people are consistently sticking with the same group of people. And there's nothing wrong with sticking with the same group of people if that same group of individuals is ascending, if they're growing, right? I said, so it's out here. I said, but you had to have one of the information to magnetize this information even to you. Like I said, it's out here. Like, now that you have this information, watch all of the new information that comes your way. Watch what you magnetize towards you, right? So again, bringing it back to Watkins, what if I would have been like caught up in my phone, right? Caught up in my phone, scrolling. Nothing wrong with that, to each their own. But what if I would have been caught up and not being present while there, right? A lot of quote unquote spiritual gurus will talk about that, the power of being present. That whatever you do and how you do it, to be present. That there are times when we shouldn't multitask, right? To be present. So because I was present and ear hustling, right? And ear hustling for that which I'm aligned with. If I heard them talking about like some reality show or Love and Hip Hop or some shit like that, I would have tuned out because that's not what I'm interested in. But because they were talking about health and healing thyself, and I know of people who have tumors, et cetera, I'm like, yes, I will ear hustle. So just be mindful of how you're ear hustling and what you're ear hustling about, So be present. Be present, because the information is out here. The information is around. The question is, are we paying attention? Are we being present? Do we even want the new information, right? It's amazing how many of us, we say we want newness and new experiences, et cetera, but we're not getting around anybody new. We're not getting around new people. We're not listening to new things. We're not changing to a different station on the radio. We're not turning off the radio, but, so ear hustling while at Watkins. So I share that to say, beautiful folks, as I close out, be present. Because there's information around us, whether it's information for you or whether it's information for somebody else. Just be present. Figure out, how can I be a better asset to myself and to others? How can I basically add this information into my toolkit, if you will, for me to be a blessing, to somebody else? So I was like, I got to get this tea for this person, and this person. And then I went about my business, right? I went throughout my actual day. So ear hustling definitely has its benefits, beautiful people, as long as you're ear hustling, with things that are in alignment with what you're actually working on. So shout out to those of you who have tuned in. Peace, beloved Kende and Sandra and Jamie and anybody else that's catching the actual replay. Peace, love, and light. So being known as Shanice Star, officially chiming out.